salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about some Sapphic romance releases that I am so excited for. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to film this video. You guys don't even understand, okay? There are so many new releases in 2024 that I'm really excited about, but I am the most excited about all of the Sapphic romances that I've been seeing. I feel it in my bones, I feel it in my heart, in my corazón, that this is the year of Sapphic romances. And I'm living for it. That's really all I wanted. I had to do a dedicated video because there are so many that I am over the moon excited about. I don't typically film like 5-star prediction videos, but honestly, every book on this list, I feel like it's gonna be a 5-star. I'm highly anticipating. I'm really excited. They all sound absolutely amazing. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some new 2024 Sapphic romance releases that are on the tippy top of my TBR. So happy. You guys have no freaking idea how much I love Sapphic romances, and in my humble opinion, I feel like they're so underrated. There are many good ones out there, some authors who do them so well. So I do have recommendations of like my favorites on my channel, so I'll leave those videos down below. Guys, I've been begging for the Sapphic romance releases, okay? Point on my channel, I mean, I've talked about it a little bit, but there was a point on my channel where I would talk about Sapphic romance releases and just get very negative comments that I would kind of have to filter through. People saying that they don't like Sapphic romances, they don't read Sapphic romances, they don't think they're romantic, they don't think they're relatable, and it's just like dagger to my heart whenever I get comments like that. So it was leaving me feeling very discouraged, especially, you know, as a bi woman. Reading those books, I found them incredibly romantic and beautiful and healing, and it's so important for people to see themselves represented in media. Being someone that you can relate to have a happily ever after, that it's so healing and so beautiful. In my previous video, I talked about my 2024 ins and outs, things that I want to keep in the year and things that I want to leave behind. And one of my big ins was that I wanted to read more books that were gay. See all of these Sapphic romance releases, I could cry tears of joy, and it makes me incredibly happy. To get too sappy on you guys, but it means a lot to me to see all these releases come out, and I'm so excited. Okay, you guys probably do not care. Let's go ahead and talk about the books. First one is An Education of Malice by S.T. Gibson. It's in the same series as A Dowry of Blood, which is one of my favorite books of all time. It follows our heroine, Lady Constanza. She is basically Dracula's first consort, and it follows her life and what that entails. Some of it's really romantic, some of it's really sad, some of it's gory, and it's just a beautifully written book. So I was excited about this release regardless. I looked at the synopsis on Goodreads. This is a dark academia Sapphic romance with vampires. You guys know I'm a little obsessed with vampires. Just a little bit, okay? I was in junior high and high school. I read Dracula and became absolutely, completely obsessed. I have a tattoo on my arm because of it. Vampire obsessed. So I was going to be excited about it regardless. But now you're telling me it's going to be gay? Oh, sign me up. Sign me up. People are describing it as lush and seductive, and it is a teacher-student obsession. I'm so excited. All right, there are actually a few Sapphic vampire books that are coming out, so we'll just go ahead and talk about those first. The next one is Honeybloods by L.S. Bell. This is a Sapphic vampire romance, and it's also a novella. It's also the same author that wrote Sugarsnap and Sweethearts, so she has written some other Sapphic romance books before. Synopsis says that this is Twilight meets Jennifer's body. Hot. That's all I need to know. So our two heroines were friends in like elementary, middle school. They had a fight that kind of like tore them apart. Like the classic trope of the popular girl and the girl who's an outcast. They haven't been friends in a really long time, but when they were younger, they made an oath that they would always kind of like be there to help each other. Well, one of our heroines needs to cash in on that favor, okay? She needs help bearing a body, okay? She was turned into a vampire, and she needs help bearing the body of the person who turned her into a vampire. A lot of the reviews that say that it's a very humorous book, has a lot of pop culture references, Twilight, Jennifer's body. I get the vibe. I'm ready for it. This one sounds really cute. I mentioned on my Instagram how I was super excited for all of these Sapphic romance releases, and one of you guys actually recommended a new release to me, and it is called House of Crimson Hearts. It is by the author Ruby Rowe. I've never read anything by her, and she has quite a few Sapphic romances, so I need to catch up on her backlist. This one is described as a steamy vampire fantasy romance. Describes as enemies to lovers, second chance romance. royals. Oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. There's like a castle and a crown on the cover. One of our heroines is a hunter, and she is seeking revenge on the vampire that turned her sister. So she ends up working with our heroine as some act of revenge. She wants revenge, and then our other heroine wants the crown. Very interested in this one. I've been liking fantasy romance a lot recently. So you throw in vampires, you throw in some sapphic love. Sounds like a good time. I think we talked about all the vampire ones, but if you know any more, let me know. Now this next one, I think is probably the one I'm most excited about. Cannot wait to read it, and I will be filming a reading vlog reading it. And it is Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling. This is another dark academia sapphic romance. So happy that we're getting more darker sapphic romances, because I feel like a lot of like the recent releases were more like cute rom-coms, cute contemporary books, which has, you know, it has its place, but I'm not like the biggest contemporary romance reader. I like my romance a little dark. I like it a little wild and crazy and fun. So I'm excited to see all these darker vibes. I'm sorry, did I say this was a Medusa retelling? Yeah. One of our heroines is out for some good old-fashioned revenge, okay? So the tropes are Medusa retelling, dark academia, sapphic romance, opposites attract, grumpy sunshine, found family, and a revenge plot. That's all I need to know. The cover is beautiful. Gianna Darling is stunning. I feel like this is going to be great. One of my favorite authors announced that they're going to release a sapphic romance, and that's Marley Valentine. I've read a couple of her mail books, and they're so like achingly emotional and beautifully written, and I cry every single time I read them. I didn't even need to know the tropes. I trust Marley Valentine. I know she's going to do it justice, but if you wanted to know the tropes, it is a one-night stand, age gap, found family, friend's mom? I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. I am unwell. I am unwell. Someone sedate me. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry fucking gay tears. Holy, I did not know that. You guys probably think I'm being so dramatic, and I am. But let me live in my happiness, okay? Okay? So I guess it's a best friend's mom trope and a bisexual awakening? Yeah. I'm reading that. The one that caught my interest as soon as I saw the covers is All the Painted Stars by Emma Denny. I don't know too much about this author other than I believe they're a book talk author, or they like got popular on Book Talk. It's a historical romance, which I'm really excited about, because honestly, I don't have too many historical like sapphic romances that I've read before. Loved Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by, I think the author is Olivia Waite, and I've really been craving like a sapphic historical. So as soon as I saw this cover, I needed it. And there's another historical release, and it's called Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Albin. Emma R. Albin. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry. The synopsis says that it is a queer Victorian romance. It's the lesbian version of Bridgerton and Parent Trap. Okay. I'm interested. Follows our heroine Beth, who comes to London for her season. Her mother is widowed. This is her first season, and the intent is to find her a suitable match. She instantly meets our other heroine Gwen, and they become fast friends. When their parents meet, there's also like some connection, kind of. They go on a quest to kind of like get their parents together. A little Parent Trap situation. But they end up falling for each other. I love that. That sounds so cute. I'm really excited to read this one. I feel like I need to apologize because for many years and many videos, I have trashed illustrated covers. I've said that I hated them. I said what I said, okay? But I'm kind of changing my tune a little bit. There are so many illustrated covers that I think are fantastic now. And one of those is How You Get the Girl by Anita Kelly. Stunning. That cover is so stunning. First of all, orange is my favorite color. Guilty. So I want more orange on covers. And also that heroine's hair. Are you kidding me? The short hair is such a vibe. Clearly. One of our heroines is a high school basketball coach, so kind of a sports romance. One day she is coaching, and this woman who she has had a huge crush on, kind of like from afar, thought she was really pretty, walks in, and it turns out that she is the cousin of one of the students playing on the team, but she's like temporarily like her foster parent. Ends up co-coaching this high school basketball team, and it follows their romance. And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of them is demi or asexual, so maybe on the ace spectrum, which is really exciting to see that representation as well. Our illustrated cover that I think is gorgeous is Lavish at First Sight. Stunning. stunning. As a femme who likes femmes, this is what I want. This is a contemporary romance, and this is a rom-com, which are two things that I typically don't love, but you know, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try for the cover. Okay, another rom-com is At Her Service by Amy Spalding. This one does sound interesting. So our heroine has had a crush on her like local barista forever, but has not really made a move, and she's a little bit introverted. Roommate is a social media influencer and gets her this self-actualization app. Basically like allowing the algorithm to make her choices and run her life, and she's like following the stuff that the app is telling her to do, which is pushing her outside of her comfort zone, talking to that cute barista that she's had a crush on. So it gets a little messy as she's like following the prompts in the app, but also trying to like be her authentic self and flirt with the barista. I'm assuming that's what I'm gathering from this plot. It sounds very interesting and different. Next one that sounds amazing and has an amazing cover is Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. So one of our heroines wins the lottery. She is really tired because people are coming out of the woodworks asking her for money, pretending that they're her friends. So she decides to kind of like hole away at a cabin, focus like on her art and gardening and just like zen, right? She wants some peace and quiet. Their heroine is there claiming to be the rightful owner of this cabin. So they're both kind of like butting heads for the property. It follows their romance. I was reading some of the Goodreads reviews of the ARC readers who have already read and reviewed it, and they seem to love it. It has really high ratings so far, and I know people love Maisie Eddings' other books, so yeah, this one sounds good. Next one I totally plan on reading is Blood on the Tide by Katie Roberts. Katie Roberts has written some other sapphic romances that I love, especially in her Wicked Villain series, so I already know I'm gonna love it. The second book in her Crimson Sail series, and it is a spicy fantasy romance because of course it's Katie Roberts. She's gonna bring the spice. First gonna die, so let's wrap up this video. The last release I'm excited for is called Director's Cut. So this one is another rom-com. See, I told you we're getting so many contemporary books. I'm more excited about like the darker ones, but I'm still gonna read these. This one sounds like one of our heroines is an actress, but she's kind of like struggling with her career, so she ends up getting a job at a university as a professor, and she kind of like has a crush on her coworker, another professor, which sounds kind of cute. Those are just a few sapphic romances that I'm really excited about. A lot of them come out in February, and February is my favorite month because I love Valentine's Day. That's my favorite holiday, clearly I love it. So I'm gonna be delulu and think that all of these releases were made specifically for me and my personal enjoyment and happiness. So yeah, expect to see some reading vlogs of me reading these books because it's like my most anticipated reads of the year. Let me know what books you're excited about, if you're going to be reading any of these, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you stayed this long, what should we do? What emoji should we do if you stayed this long? Let's do some hearts. Let's do a red, orange, and pink heart. That's like the closest thing that looks like a lesbian flag, a sapphic flag. So yeah, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!